Hey guys, I'm Lee from Lee Likes Music, the place to share, explore, and learn about rock music from Bandcamp. And in today's video, we're yet again standing outside. We're gonna talk about a new album that you probably never heard about the artist either, but that hopefully makes it a little bit more exciting. He is called Ryan Keller, and he's just released a new album of B-sides. So that's coming up. So Ryan Keller is a versatile rocker from Mobile, Alabama, US. He offers a very alternative style of rock music that dwells within so many different genres such as electronic rock, folk, indie rock. In some of his albums, he's leaning more towards the singer-songwriter type of style. So yeah, he's very versatile in his way of approaching music. Since what we're reviewing today is a B-side collection of the singles, the songs that he hasn't released on his previous albums, I thought, why not look into one of his albums before I do this review so that I actually know what Ryan Keller is all about. So I looked into this album that he released back in 2014, which is called We Are Paper. It goes from alternative rock to hard rock to singer-songwriter to electronic, glitchy type of rock and pop. Very versatile album. His voice reminded me of a mix of Darren Hayes, Elliott Smith, and Jack White. I know that's an odd mix, but just listen to it yourself and you might hear it. Most of the time, his voice is found in this very airy, soothing territory, but sometimes he's also forcing his voice into these more harsher and bit more direct vocal deliveries, vocal styles. I think I listened to We Are Paper maybe a couple of times, maybe 2 or 3 times, and what I think is good about that album is not any of the songs specifically. I think the whole album as a whole is really good. All the synthesized parts, Keller's vocals, the open-mindedness he has to what instruments and what musical elements that he's using, and just the lyricism and the cadence in general was, when mixed together, it was really, it was adding up to a very meaningful listening experience. Now, B-sides. First track, Sky Candy, is a very poppy rock song. If you listen to Phoenix, this is a French rock band, if you listen to their older stuff, their older albums and music, you will probably, or hopefully, get into this song right here, because it's a bit similar to what they did. A track that I really didn't appreciate that much was the second track, Synthetic Woods. The melody here is driven by this synth, and there's also electronic drums in the background. It sounds very glitchy and noisy. At times it is a bit, I don't think the production and the mixing here is all that good. If you've listened to Ween, they made an album called, what is it called? Avocado or something like that. I'll put it up here. They made an album that is a bit similar to this song again. It's sounding very homemade, unfinished, and it sounds electronic. And they just did this format so much better than Keller. But at the same time, I find it to be a good attempt of Keller to do something unconventional, to do something that is not mainstream. I guess that is a very broad term, but he is trying to experiment with stuff. This song is not his best attempt, but I really value his attempt nonetheless.
I'm gonna take the wheel motorcycle, 'cause if it's alright with you, then it's alright with me, and we're gonna race into...
Another really good song here is called Long Season of Limbo. It's the 6th track. The backwards looped cymbals and also the peppy beat that is going on here sounds like something that is taken out of some sort of a trip-hop song. One of the more whimsical pieces that you'll find on this album. It features a synth, there's an organ, there's this extremely noisy and loud guitar, and at the end it kind of builds up to this moment of climax where just so much kinetic energy is released. It sounds very freeing, and it, as you can see, it definitely made an impact on me, so go and check that one out.
Been moving on while standing still.
Sadly, there are several tracks here that I really didn't like that much. For example, track number 8, Alternative Future of the Future. The mixing here is really crappy. The choruses are just so much louder compared to all of the other passages of the song, and oh man, it's just so off-putting. It has a nice melody. Maybe if the mixing was better, I would appreciate the melody, but then again, I didn't feel like there was that much outstanding in this track.
We have more to pay than we have to offer, but we understand it's all imaginary.
I feel like this album and this whole album review in general is like a roller coaster because the next track is actually pretty good again. Space Aerobics is the 11th track, and what I found to be very nice about this one is how they're kind of mixing Keller is kind of mixing these live instruments with electronic elements. It's a really dynamic song. Sometimes it is really driving and pushing forward, other times it's leaning back and chilling, I guess. It has this mesmeric, laid-back, fleeting verse, and then it jumps over to this chorus, which is very intense and rich, and there's just so many sounds that are pumped out of this soundscape. I love dynamic songs, especially when they're done in this harmonious way where there's a certain push and pull. There's a release of energy and there's a build of energy that is very don't know what the word is. Can you please tell me what the word is? It's very stimulating. Ryan Keller is definitely a good singer. I think that for some people he might come off as a poor singer because he has this very vulnerable, fractured way of singing, especially in many of the songs. This is the singing style that he's going for. He's singing almost like Elliott Smith in a way. I put a link between those guys early on in this video, but he's capable of doing so much more than that.
When we rolled up the hallway, when we took off for a new place, I was meaning to tell you.
And that is the reason why I think you should check out not only this album right here, but also We Are Paper. That is actually a better album in my view, simply because he is creating songs, melodies that are more addictive. His vocal performance is better, as I mentioned. What I loved about this album, B-Sides, is that the melody and the alternativeness is something that is at the center. And that was something that just, it dragged me, it attracted me. I don't know why, but there was just something about it. I absolutely love the marrying of electronic parts, components, and the more live-ish drum rock sphere. I'm having a hard time describing this, but there's basically a combination of electronic music and rock music. Kind of reminds me a little bit of David Besson's Care. Not a lot of artists that I've found as of now are marrying these genres and actually making it good. I'm gonna give this album a 6 out of 10. It was more of a positive than a negative. Some of the songs here are definitely songs that I'm gonna listen to again, but I highly suggest you check out Ryan Keller's We Are Paper. You can find it on Spotify. He has heckloads of albums, or maybe not heckloads, but he has more albums, and if you want to access those, you can check out his Bandcamp profile. I'll leave a link to that one below as well in the description. B-Sides, Ryan Keller, 6 out of 10. Go and check it out. Go and check out his other stuff because this is an interesting guy that needs attention. So yeah, that is it guys. Thank you so much for watching. If you like to share, explore, and learn about rock music from Bandcamp, then I highly suggest you click the red subscribe button below. Also make sure you hit that bell icon beside the subscribe button, because in that way you'll always get notified when I upload new videos to this beautiful place right here. Can I hear a hello? I'm not gonna do the whole Infinite Waters thingy. I'm not him.
Can I get a hello? Can I get a hello? Can I get a hello?
Let's just keep that away. Hope to see you later. Stay tuned.